We're now recording. So, welcome to the Circle of Grace One. I'm your host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder, Bishop Francis Revels-Bey. And this is our broadcast for today. We're looking forward to get our volume as well, and we hope that we're going to hear ourselves. So, we're going to give ourselves some volume. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. I can hear myself. I'm saying our images will be passing in and out today. So, what we want you to be able to realize is that this is an opportunity where everything will be working. And my backup for this show is, of course, I may do this again in a shorter version and upload this to YouTube. And I have some other sources. So there'll be ways in which people could get this show. And that's going to be essential to everybody. There'll be a way in which you'll be able to record and hear these shows. This is the Circle Grace One, which was founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. And I am the host, Chief Principal Teacher and Founder, Bishop Francis Revels-Bey. It also gave birth to his very own spiritual and metaphysical institute called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. And, of course, that was founded on February the 7th, 2009. And a very interesting factor is this. It is a five-leveled institute, and it's still in operation. Some of it is taught privately to people, and others have been taught online. So there's always this opportunity to do our broadcast here. And again, this is, excuse me for the camera here popping in and out. This is something that is doing all the time on this system here. So that's just something that goes on. This is live webcast number 172 as well. And I just want to put a blurb out. At least it'll be the blurb out through Ustream TV audience. And one of the things, I'm still learning this as much as I'm on top of it all the time. There's seems to be something new in these systems all the time. So I am working on a project that will allow me to broadcast this from brand new website that'll be my own. So give me some months. It maybe might take a year, but it's going to be done. And this way will not be any interruptions. Rights popping in and out like this all the time. One of the things too is that there's a lot of traffic on the internet, and that's par for the course all the time. And that's something that you have to expect when you're broadcasting like this in this type of manner. It is not always the best way, but it is a way in which something can go forth. So we're attempting to work this out properly, and bear with me, everyone. We're doing the best that we can here with the show. So now, also in this particular setting, I'm not going to be able to chat with anyone, but you could also, if you can also send me a text message to my mobile number, which is 908 298 908 878 2978. And this way you'll be able to connect with me. All right. Just send a text message. It'll give me a sound that someone is sending the text message, and then we'll be able to connect that way as well. Now, also, I want to make an announcement that this Tuesday is a very significant date. Well, first of all, on this Tuesday, there is the third anniversary for the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance, and as well as there's a teleseminar. The cost of the teleseminar is $45, and that's for Tuesday night, and it is called "I Am the Light Within." As I am, the spirit of I am is the light within. And if you'd like to pay for that, you could simply pay for it through my website, circlegrace1.net. You go to the home page, scroll to the right, and you'll see purple links there on the right sidebar. You click home and services, highlight it, click services, and it'll bring you to the second page. And if you scroll over to the right, all the way down, basically you'll come to where you'll see the section for the new teleseminar for that month, for this particular month, February 2012. And you can pay for it right there. Click on the PayPal button, use your credit or your debit card. Best to use your credit card if you can. And then that way it goes through very, very fast, and I will get an email. Now, what you'd want to do is you will have up until about 5 p.m. your time if you're on the East Coast, because it's going to go at 8 p.m. your time. So it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in the United States. So if you are tuning in or want to be in on it, you have to get it in at least 3 hours before your time zone. So that means you should have a payment in by 2 p.m. if you're on the Pacific Coast, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 5 p.m. By Eastern Standard Time. This is why it gives me enough time to get your email message that the payment went through. Also, when you are doing that, make sure you give me your email address. Give me your email address in the payment zone. There'll be like a little spot there for you to make a notation, and you put your email address. If you forget to do it there, then what you should do is contact me immediately and say, Bishop Francis, I just put a payment in through PayPal for $45. Kindly send me the call-in number, and it's a 5 or 6 digit PIN number that you're going to use in order to access the live teleseminar. And what you all you have to do is, when I give you the number with the PIN, wait for the operator to come on. It will be like an audio automated operator, and what will happen is it'll welcome you for calling that number, and then it'll ask you for the PIN, access PIN code number. And as you hear it, I believe you might go pound and then the number, or give the digits and the pound. Whichever way they say to do it, that's the way you do it, and it'll bring you right in. And what you want to do is you want to step into it at about 5 minutes before. But if you're coming a little late, I don't lock anybody out, and you'll have the opportunity, hopefully, to be on with some of my spiritual colleagues and some of the people that I'm mentoring around the country. So we're going to have a good time, and I'm also going to record it digitally on the website. So you will be able to, if you happen to come into it and you're rushed, and let's say you get into halfway the program, because it's a 90-minute teleseminar, if you come into it and you feel a little rushed, you will be able to call back with a special callback number to what we call a playback number. And you call a playback number, and before the show is over, I will give you the 4 digits for the playback number, so that you can come back to it and bam, get it just the same. Equally, this also goes for anybody who, say, wanted to participate and couldn't be in it live. You still pay the $45. Then I send you the playback number and the 4 digit PIN access code. And when you click that PIN access code, it'll take you right to a special page, and you'll be able to replay it and hear it. Okay, and this is good. This is for everybody. Hopefully, this I Am the Light Within will become a series unto itself as a teleseminar. All right. Well, those are the special announcements, and I see here that there is no video going on, but so that you can see me. I will be on at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for about 60 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes on Wednesday with Decree and It Shall Be. And I'll be back at 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday with Decree and It Shall Be again. Now we're going to do our best. Again, we're going to have there's going to be a backup for any issues such as you unable to see my face here. What's going to happen is later on today, I'm going to put up the show, a highlight of the show on YouTube. When I say highlights, they're going to be in segments so that you will be able to see the show anyway. It may be there in 2 parts or 3 parts, and I think the best way to do it is put the show across in 3 parts to you. So you'll get the introductory and the universal year number 2012, and February being the universal year number that it will have, and the 12 grace gem messages that go out to each one of the signs, and then there'll be a separate segment for the Grace Key of Remembrance topic, and that topic is going to be very unique. It's about being open, more open to the light. I'm going to refer to it as transparency. And then there'll be a segment specifically for the original Creative Path Work meditation that will go along with that. And so what will happen is you will be able to get the information anyway. Again, I'm apologizing to anybody who's watching now and you're seeing a black screen, but you can hear my voice. And it may have something to do with my laptop because I'm going wireless right now with a lot of this, and it's not holding my image up here as it should. So sometimes I have to click me in and out all the time. And sometimes that's an interruption, but we know the audio is going and it's being recorded. So bear with me on this. Again, it's not holding it for some reason. I'm constantly in and out, in and out. All right. What I'm going to do right now is I have an herbal mixture here I want to drink. I'm recording this digitally on the audio side for myself. So this information will be here. And again, as you see, it's popping in and out. Well, it is 2012. We're already in the second month for 2012. We're on the 5th day, so we're 36 days into our new year according to this particular calendar. And this is a universal year. 32 means that we have an opportunity to reflect spiritually on our relationships. 2 is relationships, 30 is spiritual reflection. Okay, so you're going to be able to and creatively reflect on it. That means you're not going to limit yourself. You're going to give yourself an opportunity to check everything that you're doing. So let's say you are in a general sense here, in a relationship, and you're not getting through, maybe your partner's not understanding you, or maybe you're not understanding your partner. So you're going to think of creative ways. You're going to, other words, you're going to lift yourself out of rigidity. And you're going to go about it a different way so that your spouse or your girlfriend or your fiance can listen to you, as well as you are going to do something creatively so that you can pay more attention to her or him. So it goes both ways here. And also, this is the year of adaptability and flexibility. You have to be flexible and you have to be able to adapt. That's right. You may have a lot of different changes going on this year. And there are changes going on from last year as well, going into this year. And still, no matter what's going on, whether it's earthquakes, storms, you're going to adapt. And you're going to successfully adapt. Now, not even talking about earthquakes and all of that, but what about the dramatic changes that take place in your life? Those are earthquakes too. Those are changes that are happening for you. And the interesting factor is you're the star of your own life, your own destiny. So you put a lot of those seeds in motion from several years ago. And now it's a brand new year in 2012 because this is an opportunity to bring about a whole new change on the planet. This is an opportunity to change yourself so that you are vibrating and you are resonating appropriately and in unison with the planet. So as the planet is ascending its consciousness, is rising up, so is your consciousness rising up. But it has to what? Change. It has to transform. It has to become different. It can't be the same. So that means whatever you may have been doing, let's say for the past 6 or 7 years, you're going to do it from a more creative side, and you're going to open up yourself more. Now, people who are naturally creative and gifted, musicians, singers, poets, dancers, the rappers that have been out there with the rap era that's been going on, this they are an example of going through change and be able to be flexible and move with it and not get stuck and go. Even those that do classical music don't get stuck. People who never played a drum now are playing drums. While they're doing things that are new and creative, and it's wholesome at the same time. It's allowing them to express what is going on in their own lives. Now, also, 5 is the number of freedom. Everyone wants to have freedom to move about, freedom to change their residence, freedom to speak differently. Our United States Constitution talks about the right to free speech without you can be criticized, but without being shut down, without being censored. Okay, so it's the same thing. This is the year that you're going to be expressing yourself using realm, that fifth chakra, to express your truth, to express your integrity. And this is why it's important for you is to work at becoming transparent, which means become more truthful, even unto yourself, so that when people are working, dealing with you, they can see you clearly. They can see you being secretive. You're not hiding anything. Now, also, is freedom of movement and speech. It's about communicating and being able to communicate clearly, be able to express yourself. Some of us, like myself, I talk with my hands. I use hand gestures because my body is talking. I really, excuse me, like to move my body when I'm expressing myself. I'm not one who likes to stand still or too rigid. I can do that, but I like using my hands because by using my hands, I become more animated. And becoming more animated, I hold the energy better. I let the energy flow through me as opposed to just trying to harness it, okay, and just hold on to it. And by moving about, I'm sharing the energy, not through word or thought or intention, but through my actions, outward appearance. Now, also, one of the things we want here is that, and excuse me, the image is flashing in and out, so I'm flashing it back and forth onto the screen so that you can see it. This represents universally Gemini and Virgo. Now, both of those signs are signs that can adapt to changes, whether it's Gemini can adapt to changes through family, especially their siblings or people who feel close to them as family, and Virgo has the ability to do it through work. Okay, but the most important thing about this is for Gemini in this entire year is for all of us to take a look at Gemini. Gemini is flexible, they're very flexible. They can connect with all kinds of people all the time. If you're a Gemini person and you're in the business world, you're going to be able to make a lot of money this year. That's my feeling. You're going to be able to make a lot of money. Why? Because you're going to be able to adapt to the different mindsets of your competitors or to your coworkers or to your bosses or the people underneath you. You're going to be able to make the changes accordingly and still come out well. And if you're a team leader, you're going to be able to move your team into position so that they will be able to capitalize on whatever is going on. Also, this, in a general sense, represents Gemini also represents calls the twins. So it says sometimes we have this twin nature, twin mates. Okay, there's somebody on the planet that you connect with. Now I know since I've been here, even before I got here, my family, spiritual family here, they ran into two people, one woman that looked like me and one man that looked like me. And I had the opportunity when I arrived here in November and to meet the woman that looked just like me. We do. We laugh a lot. We have the same features. We both happen to wear glasses, almost the same body type. And whenever we see each other, we say, "Hey, twin." And then I met the gentleman that looks like me. And well, both of them are connected to a church. The woman is connected to the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living, which is a Science of Mind affiliate church here in Albuquerque. One of, it should be, I think, three or four that are here. And then I met the man, and he's a part of a church that's on the east side of Albuquerque called God's House Church, and he's a deacon, and he sings on the choir. We went to a Christmas gospel concert. He sings with a real professional choir, and he's good. The band, a 9-piece group, is good. The band that plays, and it's 18 members. I believe it's 9 men and 9 women, and they're great. And he's one of the 9 men. And I happened to wear a purple shirt that night with my bolero tie that I had, and I had a gray scarf, black pants, black shoes. And what did the men and women wear? They wore purple shirts and blouses, and the women had like a silver, like maybe ascot or a chain or a brooch. So when the concert was over and we met, he was astonished. He was excited to have met me, and his two young mouths literally when they saw me, and how remarkably we looked like each other. He had cut his hair a little bit, so his hair was cut really low, and if his hair had been up, we would have looked a spitting image. But my sister took a picture, a profile shot, side by side, which you'll meet him. He's a really great guy. We're born in the same year. We're the same age. I'm born in March. He's born in I'm a Pisces and he's a Leo, so it's kind of nice. I have a fire sign twin out here, male twin on the planet. The jumps up and down here, and that's why it's just popping in and out. So it's a little higher, a little lower, but that's broadcasting. Now, so I was talking about, in a general sense, twins. So there's an opportunity where you find yourself doing something similar to someone else, or what you might want to look at it in a spiritual sense, it is your physical self connecting with the soul aspect of yourself. Because right now, this is 2012, and this is the element where the higher self, which is your soul, begins to show itself very clearly. Now, many people have been having this experience since the mid 90s. They've been having this experience, at least at the beginning, I would say from about 1994, 95, all the way coming through into this age of remembrance of 2000, and being able to see this aspect of ourselves take off and become real, become a reality. And so, what we're going to see here, the be able to communicate with family. That's what the Gemini vibration for the universal is, connecting with family. Now, that family could be the immediate family that you agreed to come onto the planet with, or that could be your soul family. Whose soul contract, because you've shared many lifetimes with each other, soul to soul. You might have been a mother to someone, a father to someone, a sibling to someone. You may have been the next door neighbor. You might have been even the opposition to them. But you're now sharing and you're having this remembrance. And in this particular life, this particular time of your destiny, you're now creating the optimal balance so that all things are working out smoothly. which means you have an opportunity to take any relationship that you're in and refashion the relationship, refine it. If it's not working out, you can take it and start it all over again. Why? Because the more you do that, people the relationship, you might find out that the relationship really doesn't work. And therefore, you don't have to keep working at it. You just need to move on from each other. Why? And if you move on, that way you stay healthier. And, excuse me, the energy of this relationship is even healthier. Now, again, I see this is the data rate. 30 seconds, as close as this can get on this system. All right. Now we've done about 25 minutes into the show, so I'm gonna like speed it up because I don't want to have the show interrupted like it happened before Wednesday night. I think I had about 10 segments, and I had to clip out, delete a bunch of segments, and only leave 3 or 4 segments up in the system. So what we want to do right now, we want to realize that Virgo deals with the ethics. Just like today, they're talking about Occupy the Super Bowl, being out and talking about the ethics of unions and things. Um, but look at it this way: it's busting forth with something new. This is 2012. You're bursting forward with something new, and as long as you can be flexible and adapt, but you don't have to just be flexible and adapt. It's about how what is your foundation that you're working with. What is your root? What is your anchor that you have? What is the roof of your consciousness like? Okay, so what are you doing? What kind of principles are you working with? Because if you're working with the principles that work correctly for you, then you will be able to freely adapt, freely communicate, freely move about, freely express yourself, freely be heard, and listen to everything that's coming your way. That you're walking, as we say, walking into your destiny. This is about a time of work ethics, but also health ethics. That's right. So, what are you doing to change your health? I've been working on myself for a couple of years. It all started 2007. Here's 5 years later, still working on it. My weight went up, my weight came down, my weight went up. Then I finally had a system, and I would say it's through my lovely sister here, my spiritual sister, soul sister, that I connect with very strongly. She, I'm going to say, saved herself health wise. She did her own research and got rid of all the toxins, and she's really good at this. I mean, I'm not going to say good. I'm going to say she's a master. Her mastery is coming out. She knows what to do for herself. She transferred some of this information to me, and in 2008 I worked it. 2009 I worked it, but it started making sense in 2010. I realized you had to keep going. And what it was cleansing the colon out. I had to keep going. I had to keep going. And eventually, with a good product that I can't mention on the air, but if you email me, I'll tell you what it is and lead you to the website. I got that gunk out my system. And then I took a full body cleanse last year. So I did it again last year. I did a liver cleanse. I did a liver cleanse in 2010. I did a liver cleanse. It only takes the weekend to do it. I did a liver cleanse last year. I did the colon cleanse before it, the liver cleanse, and then I did a full body cleanse with another colon cleanse, and it worked. It cleared my system out. My system's functioning. But what's happened was I got into the fact that I could drop the weight. So all of 2011 in the early stages, the winter time, I was 265. I came out here to celebrate my 59th birthday last March. And when I left and got back to the East Coast, I was 5 pounds lighter. And I said, that's when I did the liver cleanse. Again, that's when I jumped on and did another colon cleanse. And after the liver cleanse, during the liver cleanse, or after it, a full body cleanse. And I got to a point where before I got here, or when I arrived in November to live here, I weighed 244 and a half pounds. So I did a lot of work. I got rid of 21 pounds out of my systems of crap, of toxic matter, and excessive fat out of my system. And I wanted to be 230 pounds on my birthday coming up next month. On New Year's Day, I weighed myself and I was 234 pounds. I was very excited because from November into January, for about, I stayed with my sister there at her place for about 6 weeks. And the last 5 weeks, I was out there 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, jogging, trotting, doing 20 minutes of Tai Chi outdoors in the middle of my workout on a closed off street next to a thoroughfare street. And somebody said there was somebody out there playing in the street, and the cop came through. The cop recognized exactly what I was doing with my sister's brother. We were doing some Tai Chi. The guy understood. Yeah, you're doing Tai Chi. I said, yeah, we're doing Tai Chi. Whoever said that doesn't have a clue, but it doesn't matter. We're there to create health for ourselves. And the beauty of all of this is now I'm about 222 pounds. I'm on target to be 215 pounds by my birthday, by my 60th birthday next month. I may come down maybe to 200 pounds. How do I feel? Much better. Sleep very well. Lot of clarity. Uh, uh, my food better. I take in a lot of things. There's a lot of things I don't even like to eat. I've gone to various restaurants in the area for lunch, and I realize foods in here are too salty. The desserts in here are too sweet. I don't need all of that. If I go in here, I have to eat something different. But I have more home cooked food. That's the best way to do it. Home cooked food, and I tell you, everybody always knows. They always say, one of my former mates used to tell me this: if you're gonna do food shopping, have something to eat before you go. This way, you don't buy everything that's in there. And that's a good idea. You don't buy everything that's in there because you'll be prone to buy sweets and other things you don't need other than the essentials. And I do the same before I go to a party. I go out, I eat something at home first. So this way, I'm not overeating at a party. I eat 5 small meals a day. I exercise 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I walk for at least an hour, and I jog some of that too. I'm getting my body ready so I can do some hiking up in the Tent Rock Mountains. I'll be able to get up there in the Hemis monuments. I'll be able to walk around. That's the purpose for all of this because I want my body to enjoy Mother Earth, and this is a possibility for me. Now, let me get away from myself and go promptly into talking about this other part. We're in February 2012, and this is a 7 universal month. This is the month of self-healing and getting to know yourself better. How are you going to go about doing that? Well, it's self-study. This is a time to use your meditation to its fullest, to study yourself. This is essential. You want to study yourself. And if you can study yourself more, you will apply all the things that you've been looking to do in your life. You will change your life around. You will go from a person who wasn't doing much to someone who's doing a great deal. If you thought you didn't have a clear mind, your mind will get clear. This is the month in which you want to do that, to get your mind clear. This is the time for Pisces, Cancer, Leo, and Aquarius to really work on their issues and smooth things out for themselves. This is a time to avoid secrecy. Now, when I say avoid secrecy, especially if you're in a relationship, avoid secrecy. Now, this doesn't mean if there's something very important that you have to protect so that it won't be manipulated. That's a little different. That means you're protecting information. And then sometimes in a works environment, you have to protect information. Sometimes people who are working on various projects, whether it be scientific projects, artistic projects, sometimes you want to keep it under wraps until you complete it and then you're ready to present it to the public. But I'm talking about you as an individual. When people need to see your integrity, they need to see your integrity. They need to see your truth. They need to see your understanding. They need to see your wellness. They need to see your comprehension. They need to see your spiritual awareness. This is what I'm talking about. If you're going in people who work. I know some guys who still work relationships from a third dimensional side, and this is not criticizing what they do because that's what they do, but they're into dating more than one, almost being involved with more than one woman in their life. But what they do is they're with one, and when they meet someone else, they tell that person they're with another person. Now, if that person that they meet, that second person that they meet, is comfortable with that, then so be it. That's being transparent. At least you're saying there's someone else that's in my life too that I'm with at the same time. Now, if there's other people, they go out and about doing things, and then they can't maintain that consciousness, and then they share it, and then it becomes a slap in the face to themselves and a slap in the face to the person that they're with. And we're talking about the person that they've been with the longest. And so that person they've been with the longest is going to get upset because, hey, you're putting your energy with this person, with that person. Oh, this is what you've been doing when this holidays come up, blah 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 blah. So people have a right to be upset, okay? And that's the nature of relationship. But if you start your relationship out in consciousness, spiritual consciousness and awareness and remembrance, what are you aware of and what do you remember? If you start that way and decide to be transparent in the beginning, you should be transparent through it. And if it was to be come to an end, still be transparent. It's about truth and integrity. Unconditional love will manifest and materialize itself in your relationship because while you're not holding anything back at all, you're not trying to hide something. This is essential. This is how relationships work. This is important. Now, during this time, this is a time of, excuse me, self healing. It's not just knowing yourself, knowing what you can handle, what kind of foods you can eat, what kind of foods you should stay clear from, what kind of exercises work for you, and what kind of exercises don't work for you. Now, this is not knocking the market of exercise equipment, but there's only certain types of exercise equipment that really work your body. And people will tell you the gadgets that are out there don't work your body. What they do to sell the gadget is they show you a model, a fitness model that's very toned. Might be a man or woman, very muscular or toned. Why? So when they sell the gadget, you can see which muscles are working. But guess what? That particular fitness model, male or female, didn't get those ripped abs by that particular gadget per se. They got it from the old fashioned way in the gym. They got it by working out diligently, targeting the system diligently. There's certain exercises you have to do. You have to train the body and you have to quote unquote trick your body. Your body gets adjusted to a certain routine. You got to switch it up. I'm out there 5 days a week, but guess what I do sometimes? I take usually Friday. I may not go out in the morning because of a certain schedule that I have on Fridays. So when I come back from where I went on Friday, I come back and I'll go for a long walk. Or Saturday morning, I'll get up and go for a long walk. And I got areas in which is shopping areas I can walk through, mall strips, everything, just to get that exercise in. Put on those shoes that have that curve to it. Do that. Jog, do that. Exercise, do my crunches when I come back. You have to make, again, it's about being flexible, adapting. Okay? Now, in this month, Pisces will be able to do that. Pisces will be able to make the proper changes. Cancer will be able to make the proper changes. Leo and Aquarius will have to make the change. In other words, you can't allow yourself to be rigid. You have to make changes. Okay? You can't, and these four signs, they have the tendency to look at the past. You can't look at what didn't work out in the past. You got to deal with what you're dealing with right now. You can't make any positive changes if you're still doing the same old stuff. So Pisces, Cancer, Leo, and Aquarius, whether you're a business person, a spiritual person, amateur athlete, professional athlete, amateur musician, professional musician, you have to make changes. so that your words, your spirit of who you are can be seen and can be heard clearly to your audiences, to your coworkers, to your clients. It's all about, when we're using the word transparency, thinking of it like someone who's able to look into you and see you clearly. Think of it, though, along the lines of truth and integrity. If you have truth, integrity, which is honesty and truth, then people understand who you are. Then they know where you stand. They know you have understanding, but they know where you stand at all times. Now, let's take a walk through the 12 grace gems. These are special messages. I'm going to state it in a generalized format for the 12 signs, 12 sun signs. Now, this will work too. Let's say you know your sun sign, and you know, according to your natal or your birth chart, you have to know what your rising sign is and your moon sign. So you have three areas. So let's say you're an Aquarius person with Pisces rising, and you had your moon was, let's say, an Aries. Okay, so you would be listening to those three messages that I have here of those for those three signs. And then what we're going to do later, we're going to do a special talk about being clear, being transparent, and of course bring in a special meditation. Now, if you're an Aquarian sun sign person for the month of February, what you're doing is you're dealing with a lot of things that are physical, in the physical world. Okay, you're dealing with your physical body. And this is good if you're someone who's a massage therapist or a chiropractor. You're dealing with hands on, you're using your hands a lot. This is going to be helping you because you're going to grow more sensitive through your fingertips and through your palms. You know, you got in the center of your palm, you have a heart point, heart, heart point, and that's connected to your heart here. And so those energy zones in the heart, the center of the palms connecting with your heart, is going to allow you to stay connected with your doing your hands-on work. So whether you're laying stones on a client, laying gems and crystals on a client, or if you happen to be, let's see, if you happen to be a massage therapist, or again a chiropractor, or you're using other types of, you're helping someone using a Rothling technique of Rothling, or maybe you're an acupuncturist, or acupressure, shiatsu, all these different things. Your levels of sensitivity are coming through the physical now. And so you'll be able to refine the physical energy that you're working with, the ki, chi, and the pranic energy that you're working with. Now, also, this is going to help you in the area of being able to communicate what you're picking up clearly with the person that's in there that you're working on. In a relationship, this is going to tell you to work with the foundation to maintain order at all times in your relationship. And you're going to want to be able to communicate with spirit, the world of spirit around you, and create a foundation in which you can do that. Now, also for Pisces, you're going to be having your emotional nature cleansed a lot during the time here in February, because speaks specifically to Pisces, that your emotional nature is going to change, is going to get clearer, it's going to get higher, you're going to become more creative, whether you're a musician, artist, poet, a rapper, classical musician, classical dancer, modern dancer, artist, traditional painter, or a person who can draw. You're going to do abstract work. You're going to do something totally different. If you're involved in a spiritual community, you're going to be involved deeply, and you're going to cause that spiritual community to even expand itself. And this is going to help you in all of your relationships where communication is involved, and you'll be able to adapt. So let's say you have a certain group you have to connect with, Pisces, as under control. There's a reason why it's not happening at a certain time. So you just realize there's a blessing in disguise, that something happens later. Okay, Aries. And Aries individuals, and what I want to do numbers right now this month. Okay, and what's going to happen for Aries? Aries, what you need, what you want to do is you play it, but you got to control your temper. That's going to be very important. If you're not controlling your temper, you're going to be blowing yourself out emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You're going to be tied to the physical body too much. No one is going to want to really listen. They want to listen to assist you, but they're not going to want to listen to help you if you're yelling and screaming about something. You have to figure out why you're blowing up like that. So during this month, since this is about self healing, self awareness, remembering yourself, you got to look at what you're here to do and what is it that you want to do. Well, for Aries and for Scorpio, is it's time to work on not your energy of the warrior so much. Work on the energy of the humanitarian. Work on the energy of the philanthropist. Work on that. Work on your spiritual well being because that will get you through any difficult moments that you are experiencing right now. Now, same numbers uh, happen for Taurus and Libra. They both share the same kind of vibration I'm going to talk about. Taurus and Libra. You're going to look at things around you. You're going to be dealing with your health, but you're also going to be dealing with the health of your finances and the health of your relationships. So, for Taurus and Scorpio, if you're involved in a long term, Taurus and Libra, if you're involved in a long term relationship, you're going to be looking at the health of that relationship. And it's going to be important for the both of you, yeah, to have not only transparency, but to be ethical in your approach to each other and to maintain a balance and a harmonic balance with each other. So you have to watch what you say and how you say it because you could say something and the person could be very much tuned into you. Let me put this image back up. Very much tuned into you, and you're going to realize that they're not just taking in what you say, but how you say it. This is also going to be essential to your spiritual growth. So if you're Taurus, you're going to be dealing with the concrete side of your relationship. What allowed that relationship to become what it is today? How did that relationship start off in the beginning? And for Libra, not only are you going to be dealing with that, but what is the mental side of that relationship doing? What is the psychological effect of that? And Libra, pay attention to your responsibilities in that relationship. Not run from your responsibilities, but stay involved in the relationship of your responsibilities, how you relate to what you're doing. As well as Taurus and Libra, you also have to deal with your personal responsibilities. That means to yourself. All right? Because what we have here is you're ruled by Venus, where Aries and Taurus, Aries and Scorpio are ruled by Mars, and Pisces by Neptune, and Aquarius has the Aquarian Uranian vibration happening with this five. So Aries and Aquarius, I'm gonna say Aries and Scorpio, you've got to really work at things and make sure you're working from the side of the humanitarian. How can you serve? Taurus and Libra understand. So they're very. You might want to listen to what I'm talking about here with Taurus and Libra. How to create harmony and balance so I can properly serve my family, my relationship with my siblings, my parents, my social areas, my intimate areas with a mate. How can I be a better serving there? What is it I need to be aware of, and what do I remember? Especially when it comes to conversation, what are you aware of? What are you aware that's being said, and what do you remember distinctly? Sometimes when we're involved in relationships, whether it's romantic or marital or just business, or social, just talking, sometimes people are so excited they want to get their message out. Sometimes I get so excited since I dropped so much weight. When I'm talking to my sister, I got to clamp down and let her talk. I'm excited. It's something I want to release to her. I want to share with her, and I want to listen. But in order to listen, you got to listen 100%. When you're communicating, you're able to communicate, talk 100% with your awareness. But you got to listen 100%. And that's going to be a message here for Taurus and Libra, being able to pay attention. Same with Aries and Scorpio. Pay attention. This is if you're not paying attention to what's see, there's not only are you having a communication with a person in front of you, you're having a communication with spirit all around you. There's things happening around you all the time. Can you see the trend? Like a fashion designer, can you see the trend that's developing? Like a stock broker, can you see the graph going up? Can you see where the stock is going and when it may not reach a peak? When it may reach a peak and just flatten out, can you pick up on it? Huh? It's energy. Can you pick up on the energy? What energy are you giving out? What energy are you receiving? And what energy are you experiencing going around you in your surroundings? This is essential. Now, if you're under the sign of Sagittarius, you're going to want to pay attention to how you are expressing yourself in creative ways. How you are speaking to your mate, your spouse, your fiance, your romantic partner, your friends, your family. You want to make sure that you are diligently being heard, but you want to diligently speak. You want to speak with greater clarity. Also, you want to become more emotionally aware of what's going on with people that are around you. If you're not paying attention to what's emotionally going on around you, you're going to miss some things. So, also, there's a lot of nervous tension around you, a lot of nervous energy around you. So, you're going to have to um, flatten that energy out, smooth it out a little bit through exercise, through meditation. That's going to be a Sag, but let me jump back to Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Especially here with Virgo, you're going to have a lot of high energy this month. Virgo, you're going to be racing all over the place. You're going to be trying to get a lot of projects done. You're going to be trying to meet your sales quota. Okay? Then you're going to jump from work and out into volunteering agencies that you're putting a lot of time and energy with. And then you're going to be trying to maintain the balance with your family. And you're going to want to be able to freely be heard, freely express yourself, freely get all your ideas out. Communication, communication, communication. That's what it's going to be for Virgo. Constant communication. Same with Gemini. Constant communication. Now, what's going to be important if you're born on the sign of Gemini or Virgo, don't try to control anything. Just try to adapt and be flexible, be heard, and be clear. That's going to be essential. Make sure you get your rest. Gemini and Virgo, you like to go to your parties. Catch a nap before you go to the party. Catch a nap before you go to the concert. Catch a nap before you go out to dinner with friends, family, or your mates. All right. You gotta give your body the necessary rest, Gemini and Virgo. Don't try to race. Now, also, for those of you coming on the sign of Cancer, you have a similar thing with Pisces. You're getting your spiritual self in order right now. That's essential. You're getting the spiritual nature of relationship and the spiritual nature of your health, the relationship to your body. Cancer rules over the stomach area. So you want to make sure you're connecting with digesting information. Information is energy, and you want to make sure it's not overwhelming you at the same time. This is going to be essential to your well-being, Cancer. Now, Cancer can be the host, like Taurus and Libra and Virgo. These signs, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, and Libra too, they're very good at being the host or hostess of a gathering, of a party. They like to keep things going. Make sure everybody is doing well, everybody is happy. So if you're under the sign of Cancer and you're throwing some social engagements this year, make sure you're getting the help. Don't try to do everything. In other words, you might know what kind of dessert foods you want to serve. Go to somebody who's like a chef or a caterer and see what they have. There's some foods you're going to prepare, but you want to get some foods in there. So meet with somebody who knows how to set it up. Like what's the kind of things that people like? Especially if you're trying to throw a party that's beyond the size of 10 people, where it gets to 25 and 50 people. You might want to hire somebody, if you can, to come in who can serve your guests and make it so that it's palatable to everybody. Now, also, you want Cancer. You're paying attention to the health of wellness of your finances. Also, during this month and going into next month, because next month is going to be a universal 8 in March, and that's when you're going to want to be able to harvest, create that harvest. You're creating it now, already in January. From January to February, you're putting it all together. Now you get ready to step into opportunities. All right, so this is going to be essential to your well-being. Now, also at the same time, for Leo, you want to think about everything that you're doing this month. You want to become very mental, very analytical, but you don't want to worry about anything. Same with Cancer and Pisces. You don't want to worry. Drop the worry. Cancer, Pisces, and Leo, drop the worry out of your system, out of your vocabulary. Don't worry about anything. Expect everything. But what are you expecting? Expect the goodness for yourself to walk into. Expect that. Expect cycles of goodness. Will be able to be very positive in their thinking and positive in their awareness. Do that. That's essential to your well being if you're under the sign of Cancer, Leo, and Pisces this year. You want to pay attention to what you're feeling and what you're thinking, but you don't want to place an intention out where negativity is going to be there. If you're going to some place and somebody says, well, there's a lot of negative people here. If you're aware of that and if your body picks that up, you don't have to experience that. You don't have to have that creative experience of negativity. And as long as you're keeping a positive frame of mind and what? Emitting positive vibrations, your positive energy will be high enough to squash anything that's negative, to push it out of that area, to flush it out. Know that your intentions and your feelings. Late Reverend Ike used to say, the feeling gets the blessing. So if you're feeling good, you're going to get blessed with goodness. If you're feeling bad, you get blessed with something that's negative. That's something you're not comfortable with. So you want to pay attention to what you're feeling. And Capricorn has the ability in this month to create harvest time for themselves. They have that, they're ruled by Saturn, but they got a 5 vibration going on. So their business can move fast. They can do a lot of things that puts money in their hand, puts financial opportunities in their hand. Capricorns have the ability to stay visible all the time. Stay visible. That's what they're going to do right now, stay visible. And that's going to be good because they're going to be in the public eye, because next month, when they get that 8 vibration coming in, 8 universal vibration, it's going to double up for them. So should be in motion. A lot of things should be happening for them during the month of March, but they can see it happening right now. They can see it happening right now. I'm going to say it again. They can see it happening right now. Their spiritual self, like Pisces, is coming into play. They're going to manifest it clearly. Pisces is getting it clearer at this time. Aries is, you got to look at yourself spiritually. What are you doing spiritually? You can't get lazy with your spirituality, with your spiritual routines, Aries. Scorpio, you got to not just need spiritual help. You got to do your meditations. You got to get clearer and clearer and clearer as you go on. Libra, you got to take the responsibility. Taurus, you got to take responsibility for the spiritual relationships that you are making on the planet that's impacting your environment, that's also impacting you. Gemini and Virgo, you got to look at the spiritual side of what you're doing. In other words, when you're talking about work ethics, some people work ethics is being on time. Not only is it being on time, can you be pleasant at your place of work? Or do you go in there with a smile on your face at your place of work? Are you allowing yourself to relate to open up and to listen to everybody, not just talking just to hear yourself. So are you doing that? Are you doing that? Sag, when you're being creative, are you being also allowing everybody to see how you are, see what you're doing? You can't be in a state of worry. Now, it's also about being very independent. Sometimes you might be involved in relationship, but you have to be an individual inside the relationship. But if you're going to be truly an individual inside relationship, you've got to be transparent. People have to see your integrity. They got to see your honesty. They got to see your truth. They got to see you being emotionally present in the relationship. That's going to be highly essential. You got to be emotionally present. At times you're going to want to feel like the loner. See, Pisces and Aquarius go through being the loner. Cancer people want to sit to themselves too, but this is not the time to do that. Especially for Pisces, it's like the double seven time frame. You don't want to do that. You want to stay present. You might go on your walks. I go on a walk. I don't pick a route where I'm going on a walk where there's no people. I pick a route that's populated. Why? Because it allows me to interact with people. That is the purpose of what I'm doing. I'm striving to interact with everybody. So I never pick a route where there's no people. I pick a route where there are people. I can see people. People can see me. This is, and I take a walk and I call it a prayer walk. I get out there, or a walking meditation. I'm not in a labyrinth. I'm walking. I'm laying out prayers to everything, to everyone, getting clear. So this is the beauty of what's happening. See, this is an opportunity. So this is going to lead me, and I'm going to redo this because you see here, recording this at the same time, and we're recording this to our Ustream channel page for the Circle of Grace One. Later on today, or later on in the week, I'm going to redo the program, and I'm going to put it up in 3 segments or 4 segments on the Circle of Grace One's channel at YouTube. So later on during the week, you'll be able to go to www.youtube.com/Circle of Grace with the number 1 at the end, and you'll be able to see 15-minute, 20-minute segments uploaded into the system for the today's show, Spiritual and Metaphysical Ministry. Being but not only being transparent to others, but to yourself. So let's look at transparency as being open, being clear, so that people can see your light. Not just materializing the light, flashing your light out to people. There are people who can do that. They can show you physically their light. But the Angel of Grace says, as fact, not only the Angel of Grace, I'm going to let you know that the Pharaoh Master Akhenaten, I like to call him Akhenaten, says, you can show your light, but who are you on the inside? Yeah, you have a light body, but who are you spiritually? Let's begin. Akhenaten says, who are you on the inside? Are you being truth on the inside? Are you living your truth? Because you can flash your light for others to see. And that can be just your ego. So, Akhenaten says, the Pharaoh Master says, there's only one God. That one God brings you the source of the light and reflects the light through you. You got solar energy, chi, ki, prana energy in your cells. So you don't just have to flash it. Just be yourself. You are a spiritual being. But you're not here to overshadow anyone by blinding them with your light. You are here to express your light in what? An unconditional way. You're here to embrace and share the light in an unconditional way. You're not here to use the light like a hammer. That's not going to, the person or the people in your life are not nails to be beat upon or to be beat up with the light. So be very careful how you display this light. Also, I was doing a drum healing circle Friday, and last people that I'm a part of. One of the things the last 3 weeks, the last 3 Fridays, I've been chanting the word light. But light, not for that you need to always, again, use your ego to put that light out, because sometimes your ego is causing you to put that light out to demonstrate that you got light. But are you in the sea of consciousness and awareness where your light is healing that person? You become like a beacon light for others. But as you display this light, let this light, let the light be a healing light. Let it be a healing light for others. Let it uplift this spirit. Light, this light is to help people raise their consciousness, help people birth a new them on the planet, help people become more well in their wellness, more complete and more whole, more perfect within themselves. Is allowing them to create a wellness, a healing all over the planet. So guess what? The ascension process is a rejuvenation process. You should be looking younger, not older. Yeah, you're going to have some salt and pepper hair, but if you do it just right for yourself, if your spirit says, spirit wants to talk. Spirit wants to talk. It says you should look younger. Younger. When you're carrying a lot of light, you should look younger. Not just joyful, younger. Not just have a harmonic environment around you, but younger. Not just be more in the spirit of youth. That's what you've got to do. You've got to look younger. Be younger. You shouldn't even look your age. That's rejuvenation with ascension. You're becoming more transparent, meaning that you are connecting with all the soul energy, all the cellular memory, all the DNA, the divine nature has been already activated. Now the divine nature is in action. I'm going to use RNA to mean the remembrance factor is now in action. The remembrance of who you truly are is now in action. It's in this moment. You're only living in the moment. So in the moment, what are you striving to do? Be better. Become more youthful, more flexible, be able to adapt, more communicative, more peaceful, more harmonious. This is what you're striving to do in the moment. God shall express its himself, herself, the divine essence in you. God will bring you light you can't even hold or harness. So don't focus on, I got to show this light to somebody. Let the God in you show it to whom it's to be showed to. Let your light be unconditional love. Let your light take you on a path. I feel like playing my native drum, but I can't play it because last time I played it uh, on a Skype video, it just knocked it out because spirit is strong. You want to create a life of clarity so that the light can be clearly seen in you. This is what transparency is, so people can look in through your auric field and see. See, what's going to happen is this. If we live more of a transparent life, within your auric field, that biomagnetic, electromagnetic field, people are going to see you clearly. They're going to see the reflections of your aura. They're going to see the emanation of your aura. They're going to see the turquoise and the greens and the emerald greens and the olive greens. They're going to see the yellows and the golden yellows, the whitish yellows. They're going to see that. They're going to see the silver flow. This is just an expression of your auric field and your intentions and your thoughts and your feelings. They're going to see that. You're not going to be able to hide it. And I can tell you right now, Connaughton is saying right now, some people are going to be flashing in light so you can't see into them. You'll be in awe of the light body, but you won't be able to see into them. So Connaughton says this: remain focused, remain attuned to the solar energy and the lunar energy, which thy God has placed there in the heavens for you. And know that this same light that lights up the universe lights you up too. But guess what? It brings forth out of you clarity. Therefore, you cannot hide your true self. You cannot hide your intentions. They will be felt before you flash the light. Why? Because you're going back into the realm of spirit and you're reading the refined energy. That's why it's important to stay tuned up in the spirit. That's why it's important to stay open so spirit can be channeled to you and be materialized. Spirit is already manifested. It's already in the mind, but it's not in the body. When spirit comes into the body, it becomes what? Materialized. I spoke about this last year. You've got manifestation and materialization. Material has in it the word mater. M-A-T-E-R, mothering, creative energy. You house it within you. The body type of a keratin, slim at the top and wider at the bottom, meaning materializing, holding, and then releasing, giving birth to the energy on the planet. Symbolically, Yerasaro Rosara is what you're doing right now. So you can flash this light, but who are you really on the inside? You will flash the light at the right time. Someone needs to know if you're light. See, when Ascended Master Prophet Jesus, back then, now known as Sananda, when he ascended physically like that, when the Prophet ascended, they saw clouds, they saw the light, and boom, they weren't there. Because they changed into a different frequency. All of these emanations of spirit is still here. It's coming out. The goddess energy is here. The goddess energy is going to allow everyone to materialize their spirit onto the earth, but not feeling. You're not doing it to show off. You're creating healing. And guess what? When you express your truth of where you're coming from, sometimes people want to hurdle your truth to get to the source. Well, we're not saying to be so transparent. Sometimes you might be a guardian of the source, which means you don't let somebody go there and waste it. Or as I like to tell people this way, yes, I'm a bishop of my own circle, but I want to say this too. You don't want to prostitute your energy. You don't want to waste your energy. You don't want to waste it. You want to preserve the energy. You want to preserve so that you can serve. You want to preserve so that you can serve. You have sources and resources, and they're infinite, but you never can deplete energy. Energy will change from one code or one frequency into the next, one form into the next, but it's still the same energy. Water is still water even when it's ice. Water is still water when it becomes vapor. Heat or fire is still fire when it turns to steam. Same thing. But you don't. You need the muscles and the bones and the nerves and the tendons and the skin to catch up. Air. So what you want to do at this time, asked to be a guardian of light, a teacher of light, a healer of light. So you don't waste your light. You just don't throw it out just to demonstrate you got a light body. A content says don't do that. Why? Because you can lose that same body of light that you're throwing out there. You have some people who are extremely magnetic and can pull on that body of light. Next thing you know, your energy is depleted. So be resourceful with your light. Be a preserver of the light. Be a caretaker, a guardian of the light. Just don't demonstrate light just to say, I gotta. I'm. It's gonna be an environment who may assume that you are, and your light may be disruptive or disturbing to them, and you may cause them to disturb you, to pull on your energy. So Akhenaten says, yes, you got light to share with the world. You're here to be a preserver, a steward of the light. Let's put it there. He says you are a steward of the light. Those of you who are caretakers of animal kingdoms, you are a steward of the animal kingdom. Those of you who have lots of gems, you are stewards of the gems. Those of you who are archiving videos and music, that's what you're a steward of. You're here to create preservation. You ever see that they have the wild preserves? Why? It's not a place of capture. It's a place so other people can see the beauty that we have here. One day you won't even need I mean, we go to the zoo, but when we attune ourselves one day totally to nature, the animal kingdom won't have to be behind bars. You won't have to be in your home locked up so you can't see the animal. The animal will know your true nature. The animal will connect with you, your true nature, your divine nature. So let me give you a meditation, a creative pathwork meditation. This is for transparency. We're going to, Spirit of Akhenaten, the angel of grace, the ancient prophet Malachi says, let's forge your body as into silver and gold so that we can see you. My ancestors, Mother Grace, Grandma Charlotte are here. They want you to participate in a way that is comfortable for you. Participate in a way that is comfortable for you. This creative pathwork meditation is behold, I am transparent. Behold, I am clear. Behold, I am the light. So, I share my light with thee. What is it called, Bishop? I share my light with thee. That is the title. I share my light. So a breath right now. Inhale through the nose, release the breath through the mouth. Do a series of breaths like that 4 or 5 times till you find yourself getting comfortable. While you're doing that, I'm going to sip some water, spring water, filtered water, with a touch of aloe in it, aloe juice. What I want you to do is I want you to go within yourself, stay rooted in the heart chakra. Go within your body. Stay rooted through the heart chakra, which is in the center of your sternum. Physical heart is just to the right, left of the sternum. And as you stay there on that point, this is a beautiful emerald green light, a rose pink light, and just above it a turquoise light on the thymus area. The thymus, or turquoise light, is the Christ Buddhic light. And as you hold these 4 lights, turquoise, emerald green, or the 3 lights, turquoise, emerald green, and rosy pink, as you let them swirl together, I want you, in your breath and in your intention, place your consciousness, the crown, open your crown, and see through the crown the deepest part, past our galaxy, to the great central sun, great central moon, where the ascended ones walk. They walk on all the suns and moons. As you do this, also releases releasing cords of light up and cords of light now through the body, out of the tailbone, through the soles of your feet, all the way down into the earth. Some people just go 3 feet, but let's take it down into the core of Mother Earth itself, where that molten core is. Because you need to be aware of that. If you're just a surface part, you're getting what's left. You're not getting what's in the heart of Mother Earth, the message. So put that cord of light there in the center of the earth. And we're not going to keep you long. This is just we're going to take you into this meditation. We're going to do it all in segments later for YouTube. All right? So what you want to do right now is live in your heart. This is the seat of your soul. This is the palace of your soul. This is the throne of your soul. This is where your graceness is. Your divine grace emanates from your soul, and your remembrance of who you are. The blessings of that divine grace is emanating in your heart. And this is from this point that you shall be what? I am transparent to thee. People can look into your eyes and come into your heart and see that there's pure energy there, not distorted energy. They see integrity there and honesty, not the opposite. You live from your heart. You live from simplicity, refinement, compassion, understanding, wellness of knowledge, wholeness, and healing. So in your inner journey of this creative pathwork meditation, I am transparent to thee. I show myself to thee. You show the light in yourself first. And when you show the light, you're clear. It's pure. You're pure. Y la sangre lo será. You're pure. Y cara la cera lo sata. You're pure. In you, and you're showing your purity of your consciousness, of your awareness, of your remembrance. Remember, you're preserving the light on the inside. Let the light do its business on the inside. Let it get you clear. Let it bring a healthy body from the inside out. Let it assist you in being well. Now, brothers and sisters, what I want you to do, when I say I'm talking about everybody, doesn't matter what your external experience is, I'm talking to everyone. I want you to take this journey with you. And I want you to focus on being transparent, being clear within yourself. And if you have enough light of purity within inside yourself, your light will what? Create a healing, a wholeness, a wellness, not only within you, but everyone who comes in touch with you. You won't be ashamed to show your light through your words, your actions, and your deeds, through your intentions. You won't be ashamed to show your light. You won't be veering away and being afraid to show your light because you'll be able to laugh at yourself. Laughter brings healing and wholeness to you. See yourself today like the sun shines down upon you. See yourself today showing that same kind of light. Show it in your smile, in your gaze, in your embracing. When you embrace someone, you give them a hug, or you give them the holy kiss on the cheek. Do that. Show that. Show that spirit of wellness and healing that you're about it all the time. We're not here to blind someone with the light. Not here to say, hey, look at my light body. Because the content says, you can do that, but who are you on the inside? Who are you? What inside out? He says, the content says, in this journey, in this creative pathwork meditation, to share the light with thee, is this. If you just go about your day working from the inside out, being yourself from the inside out, being transparent for others to see you, they're going to see your light anyway. And the clearer you get and the more connected through all the meridians and cells and the nerves and all the chakra energy in your body, it's going to naturally express it anyway. The content also says, guess what? When it's meant for others to see your light, they will see your light. And others who aren't supposed to see your light, your body, having divine intelligence in every cell of its being, its divine nature will cloak itself. That's what the content just said. He said for me to tell you that your body, your spiritual body, will cloak itself so that only the right people are to see it at the right time. He says there's no need for people to be in awe of who you are. You should be in awe of one, God. That's who you should be in awe of. Because that is who is giving light to you to nurture your nature. We're back on. Again, these little technical issues. We're going to make sure you get this program. I'm going to revise it and put it up in 2 or 3 parts in YouTube later on this week. Once you're going to get it in its entirety. But what we're going to do right now, the Holy Spirit is saying to close this show out and get ready. We have a group of people we have to talk with today. Okay. What I want you to do right now, I want you to open up your spirit and your heart. I want to close this out with a decree and a prayer. Through divine power and by divine grace, may this program, anything that you've heard in this program, may it be one that brought you to the bridge in your own life and carried you across the bridge into expansion, into a spirit of wellness and wholeness, and that you become more creative, and that you gain more power over your ego mind, That you are able to carry forth a greater clarity, a greater sense of transparency for yourself, so you can see the spirit in others as well. Not just about people seeing the spirit in you, but you can see the spirit in them. You can see the soul energy in them. That's what it's about. That's what being transparent is about. People can see and hear and feel the soul, and you should be able to do the same. So may this program, live webcast number 172, may you have found something in it that will cause you to have a greater change in your life, where you get excited about a greater change, where you're not being an ordinary person, but you're doing something beyond the ordinary. You're stepping in to another realm of you, of higher consciousness, higher awareness, higher remembrance. Remember that we're doing a teleseminar this Tuesday, and you have a cutoff point of 3 hours before you actually get a chance to listen to it. You have to get the payment to me, so you should go to circlegrace1.net. The teleseminar is called I Am hyphen the light within. I am is the light within. And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to have some affirmations, meaning I'm going to have some affirmations for you, decree and meditation set up for you, and we're going to go into how you can recognize that the I am is now functioning right now on earth through you. And so we're going to show you how it's already there, and how you could take that, the I am presence, and work with it. All right, and hopefully this will become a series. Here we're doing it for the winter months. I want to do one for the spring, teleseminar for the spring month. I might just carry out for March and April as well. But I want you to get the teleseminar minutes. So that's 50 cents a minute, folks. It's very well for you to be able to participate. Also, what will happen is I will be able to take that show, and I'll have it recorded, but I'm going to also record it digitally as well, so that people will be able to will get a synopsis of the show, eventually put it into a CD format for you. Also, uh, the Circle Grace One Spiritual and Metaphysical Institute will be 3 years old as well on February the 7th, 2012. So that'll be a special energetic day for the Circle Grace One's Spiritual and Metaphysical Institute, called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. If you want to contact me, you can always email me at iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com. That's iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com. You can also contact me at Bishop Francis, BISHOPFRANCIS, written as one word, at Circle of Grace with the number 1 at the end, .net. You can also call my Skype number, which is 973-685-5978. You could call the Spiritual Prayer, Meditation, and Decree request line and listen to a multi-purpose decree at 174722. You can listen to a special multi-purpose decree, then leave your message. Okay, and I'll get back in touch with you. Also, I will be getting back to doing a special tailor-made CD audio for you called I See, Decree, and It Shall Be. And that is just $22. I'm also working on Two Bears, which I'm a little behind in the schedule, but Two Bears will be completed and emailed out for those of you who have a 6-month subscription for $25 or a 1-year subscription for $45. We'll get that out to you shortly. Also, there'll be, starting about March the 1st, there'll be a new Circle Grace 1 e-newsletter going packed with a. And also, when you order that and pay for that, it's going to allow you to participate in the season in which you get it. It's going to cover March, April, May, and June. So it's going to cover four months at a time. And within those 4 months, you're going to be able to have teleconferences with me. That's right, one-on-one teleconferences with me. We're going to set something up through Skype as well. So everyone, if you have Skype in the near future, we're going to have telephone conferences through Skype and video conferences through Skype, and you're going to be able to get on. And we're going to keep it in small groups. So we're going to keep it where we get like 4 or 5 people on at the same time in a video conference through Skype. So this way I'm interacting with 4 people. It's a total of 5 of us, and we're interacting. And there'll be a fee for that. There's always going to be a fee. But it's going to be so that you'll be able to participate. All right. And if you need to also contact me on the Circle Grace 1 mobile number, just dial 908-878-2978. Well, thank you very much. This was live webcast number 172. At least we got a lot of images on. We've been on for an hour, 35 minutes, 36 minutes. So it's all going to be right there in the Ustream channel for the Circle of Grace 1. Thank you. I will be back on Wednesday morning. I'll be broadcasting either at 9 a.m., which will be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Decree and It Shall Be, and then come back on Wednesday at 4:30. Today is February the 8th. So, until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. I'm going to say it one more time. This is the Circle of Grace 1, founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. The Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance was founded on February 7th, 2009, and I'm the chief, principal teacher, host, and the founder of both, Bishop Francis Revels-Bey. And now, until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. Thank you for tuning in, and later on today or tomorrow, this live webcast up.